motion is on the need to end gas flaring in Nigeria and harness associated gas. The House notes that flaring of natural gas around the world contributes immensely to the scourge of climate change, with over 350 million tons of emission every year. Aware that a recent United Nations Summit on Climate Change, which held in New York on the 23rd September 2019, was pursuant to a consistent global action plan to end gas flaring by 2030. And Nigeria is now a signatory to the Global Gas Flaring Reduction Partnership, GGFR, setting for herself a 2020 deadline to end gas flaring. Concerned that routine flaring of associated gas still goes on unabated in the Niger Delta area, thereby posing severe environmental and health hazards to the people. Also aware that in the oil-rich Niger Delta, pollution related to gas flaring has been linked to cancer of the lung and other neurological and reproductive illness. And gas flares are destroying crops and polluted the water as well. And it has been estimated that 2 million people live within 4 kilometers of gas flaring in the region. Also note that during the rainy season, rainwater is visibly black. And in Port Harcourt and Warri, for example, there were days of dark clouds hanging in the sky so that noon may look like evening time. Further note that aside the environmental and health risks posed by the flaring of associated gas flaring amounts to burning money and wasting of resources, as the methane of the combusted type, which is flared, can be monetized as a revenue earner for Nigeria, as is now obtained elsewhere in the world. Informed that small gas to liquid, GTL units, are now an attractive option globally for monetizing associated petroleum gas, which would otherwise have been flared, and the World Bank report estimated that about $50 billion worth of gas are being wasted to flaring annually worldwide. Also informed that with the use of modern technology, associated gas can be used to generate electricity. Concerned that since the year 2018, when President Muhammadu Buhari approved a legal framework called the Flare Gas Prevention of Waste and Pollution Regulation 2018, aimed at reducing greenhouse gas through gas flaring, nothing visible has been achieved in that direction. Concerned that in spite of the framework above, which provide the legal basis for implementation of the Nigeria Gas Flare Commercialization Program, which prohibits flare of or vent of gas and imposes sanctions on defaulters, nothing concrete has been achieved to end gas flaring in Nigeria. Further aware that Nigeria stands to suffer more from the effect of climate change, since our ozone layer is eroding fast due to the incessant gas flare. The House hereby resolves, Mr. Speaker, to call on the multinational oil companies operating in the Niger Delta region to stop forthwith the continuous flaring of associated gas and rather install equipment to capturing the associated gas as is obtained in other places. Urge the Ministry of Petroleum Resources, Nigeria National Petroleum Corporation, and other regulatory agencies saddled with the responsibilities of ending gas flaring in Nigeria to ensure strict compliance with the Flare Gas Prevention of Waste and Pollution Regulations 2018, as well as implementation of the Nigeria Gas Flare Commercialization Program. Mandate the Committee on Petroleum Resources upstream and downstream to ensure compliance. I beg to move, Mr. Speaker. And for now, the only way they do it is to flare it. Mr. Speaker, gas in the first place kills our crops, it pollutes our water and causes injury to human beings. Mr. Speaker, the flaring, most times up to about 10-story building of fire raging everywhere. And if you are from those communities, people no longer talk in low tune. You have to shout for the other person to hear you because of the raging fire that is coming from there. Mr. Speaker, the gas flaring most times bring a lot of heat to the soil, and the yield is hereby reduced as a result of that. And Mr. Speaker, our villages no longer have peace because at night there's supposed to be darkness so that people can sleep. These days, Mr. Speaker, whether day or night, there is light, and that is affecting the health of people. And apart from that, Mr. Speaker, outside that, burning gas is as good as burning money. I remember I read a report not too long ago where about $770 million was lost as a result of gas flaring in Nigeria in 2016 alone, using the $2.49 to a gallon of gas. 2.49 estimates in terms of cost of gas in gallons. And Mr. Speaker, outside that, we have what we call cubic feet. In 2018, it is estimated, judging from a study in 2012, that started in 2012, 2018 turned out to be the highest in Nigeria. It means we are not even helping ourselves. Having banned the flaring of gas for years ago, as of 2018, our gas flaring is still increasing. And Nigeria today ranks 6th with 7.6 billion cubic meters of gas flared every year. And I think if we had to, as a nation, today we don't have electricity, but the gas we are wasting is estimated to power vehicles, passenger vehicles, about 3.4 million passenger vehicles that are driven without resting for 24 hours in a year. That alone can give us electricity. Then apart from that, Mr. Speaker, we are a people that needs a lot, all we can do now to better our society and better our economy. The money we are wasting, the money they are burning, they're actually revenue to Nigeria. And there are modern technology that can help us. If they can trap it, put them to use, and bring more revenue to Nigeria. Today, we are amending our taxes because we need money. And while we are doing that, we should also look at this area, that these gases that are being wasted. Fortunately, Nigeria has been on it for quite some time. But what are we really doing? The question that comes to mind is, what has the government done since the years that they said we are now going outside, we won't be burning our gas again, nothing is doing. Now we have set another target for 2020, Mr. Speaker. 2020 is just around the corner. We should ask ourselves, what has the government done? What is the regulatory body in charge of this gas and petroleum product doing to ensure that by 2020 we will stop flaring our money, we will stop creating health challenges for our people, we will stop polluting our environment. Mr. Speaker, our ozone layer has been badly depleted. We need to look at it. The gas, the greenhouse emission is much in Nigeria, and the more we flare our gases, the more there will be trouble, the more our economy will have to suffer. Mr. Speaker, I have to let you know that coming from that region, the gas flaring has affected me as a person. Maybe I will have been taller than this, Mr. Speaker, because a lot of our people today are suffering. A lot of our people are dying. And nobody, these oil companies, the multinational companies, they have nothing to offer. They don't do anything. At most, they come with one primary school of 6 classrooms, and they celebrate it in their magazine. So, Mr. Speaker, that is my own, and I want the House to kindly, my colleagues, to support this motion so that it can go. It will help our nation in terms of revenue generation, and it will also help us to ensure that our climate is good. The climate change is no longer news. People are doing it every day. Nigeria is a signatory to it, and we can be a better nation, earning more money and living a good life. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
So those in favor of the motion as amended, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it.